All right, go ahead. Ready?
Hey everybody, this is Nick.
And this is Justin.
And we're here to talk about the Golden Globes.
And most importantly, Oprah. Because would any talk of anything be complete without talking about Oprah?
Well,
I don't think so.
Any talk about anything or the Golden Globes?
Anything.
Yeah. Well,
Anything.
Specifically the Golden Globes right now.
But Oprah.
Yeah. So I guess I've been seeing a lot on social media that not only the gay community, but a lot of people are divided about this whole Oprah should run for 2020.
All right, well, let's first clear something up. Oprah herself hasn't said she's running. People close to her have said she is running. So
Yes.
We don't want to put words in the almighty Oprah's mouth.
Yes.
But with that said, we can definitely speculate because it's Oprah. And because we are two gay men.
Allegedly. Wait, no, not allegedly.
We are
Conspiracy.
not allegedly gay. We are definitely gay, trust me. But let's talk about this here. Let's dissect this a little bit. So people are complaining about the fact that, okay, we just elected Trump. Trump is from reality TV. Look at how this is going. It's going so poorly that why are we putting Oprah out there?
Well, you can't even compare the two. First of all, look at just reality TV. The track record of Oprah versus Donald Trump. I just feel like that's not even a comparison.
I don't even think it should be a talk about the reality TV. It should be a talk about them as people.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, anybody can run for president. I think it's within the realm of possibilities. I mean, her speech was uplifting, and I think being here in the States as American citizens, it's been nothing but divisive politics now for the past year since we've had Trump. It's been Democrats this, Republicans that, and it hasn't been about unifying us. And I do think that while Oprah did call out Trump very indirectly, she still was bringing everybody together. I mean, Oprah, I don't even know how long. I remember growing up and my mom, this white middle-class woman, watching Oprah Winfrey talk. And my mom loved Oprah Winfrey. And I'm going to be honest, we did not grow up in the most, racially diverse place. And Oprah became synonymous with sort of like this introduction to inclusion, I think, at least in my household.
Yeah, I would say definitely similar because I will flat out say in my high school, in my small hometown, I think there was 1-2 African-American students in my class alone. And you have this woman who speaks to everybody, not just the upper class or the lower class, the middle class. Everybody can relate to her and what she has done and what she stands for.
Yeah. So with that said, it is still a difficult thing to be president. And I think it's also important to realize that even people who are master orators or wonderful diplomats like President Obama, or, we don't want to go too much into like other Republican presidents, but, there's been people, across the board, no matter who they are or how smart they are, there is a lot that goes on in U.S. politics that are super complicated, and not everyone is going to be an expert on every single subject that comes up.
But the point is to surround yourself with good people who do know.
Exactly.
And I feel like in the current state of politics, I don't feel like our current president is surrounding himself with people who are necessarily all good and are...
Let's just be honest, none of them are really that great. Let's talk about Ben Carson, like Jesus built the pyramids or whatever the hell he said. I don't even remember what he said. Or
oh my gosh,
what's that woman in the education department? I don't even want to speak her name in this household because it will summon Satan out of a pentagram on the ground in here. Lord knows.
Justin's here and he is pissed. I honestly, I was afraid at first to really talk about this stuff. We're pulling a little bit of all the no talks, like religion, politics and stuff. But
Hennies, if we can't spill the tea and have real talks about politics, nothing good is gonna happen in 2020.
And Oprah, I will say, I do not think personally that Oprah is going to run for president as much as I would love that. and a lot of people would love that. I think that with her empire and what she does with her career that she has now, I think she can do a lot of good for the world. And I don't think she's going to step into that role in that, because it's a job, it's a whole new job, and I think that opens up a whole other can of worms, and I just don't think she's going to do it.
I don't know what she's going to do, but I think at the end of the day, it's important that we recognize that things need to change. And I think that's what Oprah was saying. And if she runs or if she doesn't run, things just need to change. We need to talk about, not just women, but also men and reports of abuse. We need to talk about alternative facts. We need to talk about this divide between Republicans, Democrats. We need to talk about where the US is going, who we see ourselves, and what we want to be and put out into the world. And I think the reason people have jumped on Oprah is because she represents something that's much greater than what we are now. And even if she doesn't run, I at least love the glimmer of hope that Oprah Winfrey, in all of her regal majesty, has given us at the Golden Globes.
And right now, I will take any sliver of hope. All right. On a lighter note.
Yes. The actual Golden Globes.
The actual Golden Globes. We want to talk a little bit about Call Me By Your Name. And before we do this, I need to take a sip of my peach smoothie because we're gonna get into stuff. If you know why this peach smoothie.
No spoilers here.
Okay, we can't do spoilers,
yes,
but
no spoilers.
if you have looked at any social media platform, you know there's something going on with peaches in this movie.
We'll get there. Okay, anyway. So, Call Me By Your Name, first of all, some people said they wanted to hear us talk about Call Me By Your Name and us going to see it. I actually read the book before I saw the movie. I loved the book.
I did not read the book. I wanted to see the movie without reading the book first because every time I see a movie that was made from a book, I'm not as satisfied from it. However, you were pretty satisfied with it.
Yes, I was actually pretty sad. There are a few things that I'm sure other people who have read the book will point out. One being a character who I think should have been a young character who was blunt in her youth and really helped Elio along. Mm-hmm. She was not included. I think the scene went to the mother, this really important scene. And then also the epilogue is missing, but I have heard that the director said that he's actually hoping to make a sequel. Regardless, we just want to talk about the way we feel because I know a lot of places are still, there's still showings that are coming out. I think even into February, there's still places that are going to be getting this show.
Yeah, this was not widely released to like every single theater. And so a lot of people aren't able to go see this movie. Basically, I'm just going to say a quick thing.
Yeah.
That basically the premise of the story is the feelings and the transition you feel when you start to first realize that you may be gay and attracted to the same sex.
Yeah, I think there's that. I think for me, it's also maybe a little pain that you can feel. I think a lot of times when we talk about coming out, we have a tendency maybe to just talk about, our coming out to our parents.
Yeah.
And I think there's also this aspect of coming out to ourselves. I know for myself, I came out to my parents, and I still think even in doing that action, I still need it internally to get rid of. We talk about internalized homophobia all the time. Mm-hmm. There's this coming to terms with yourself as well.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that's what really stands out about the book and about the movie. It's that these characters are really dealing with this internalized almost feeling.
The emotional pain of almost hating yourself for feeling this way.
Yeah, but they also, the other good thing about this is it does, I think, capture the beauty of that too, that shedding of those inhibitions and becoming who you are. Yeah, so between the two main characters, there's a lot of really interesting points. And I mean, reading the book, watching the movie, they really hit home with me. Coming to terms with who you are, I don't think plays completely into this. I think it's a lot about like that obsession of first love and finding out who you are, especially when you're in love and figuring out, how you interact with another person. But
that is definitely relatable in the movie, that torment
Yeah.
of knowing how much you care for another person and not really knowing how to express it, trying to read signs from them, like, do they feel the same way? Do they love me back? Do they even care about me? Like, am I imagining these slight gestures as something more than they are?
Mm-hmm.
It's just so relatable.
I think especially like being gay, because like you may like there's always the jokes like, oh, I fell in love with a straight man, blah 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 blah. And I think that there's some truth to that, because you overanalyze everything that someone you like does, especially like when you are in a society that maybe, you know, doesn't like allow you to be gay so much. So then it's like, well, I have to overanalyze everything, because I can't just like walk up to them and say something, because what if they're straight and blah 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 blah. Like there's all these things.
But the little things, like you said, overanalyzing, like just like the slight, oh, this is gonna be cliche, the slight touch of the hand. Like we went to reach for the same thing. Like he brushed my hand. Did that mean something? I feel like maybe not everybody goes through that, but I feel like that's so relatable, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, loved the book. I highly recommend starting with the book if you haven't read it. The movie was great too, so I was a little bit upset that it got snubbed, but you know, I also think it was great that they were nominated in the first place. I think
It's big.
Yeah, it was Armie Hammer, that beautiful man, and Timothée Chalamet. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his last name, but they both did a wonderful job. The dad did a wonderful job acting. The directing was great. I thought it was a great drama. I wish it would have won. It didn't. But yeah, so
I highly recommend, if you're afraid of crying in front of people, to find a nice quiet corner in the movie theater or someplace away from people and just like let it loose. Well, to be honest, everybody in the movie theater was crying anyway.
Yeah, and just for context, Nick also cries in every movie he watches, and they often involve children's movies that usually end happily, but you know, just context to this.
I'm sensitive.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just letting you know, you may cry, you may not cry, but Nick is definitely on a different part of that scale than maybe you are.
Okay. Well,
ooh,
having said that, so we had some she read me to filth. We had some intense moments with our Oprah talk, and now we had some loving, cute moments with this Call Me by Your Name. We wanted to review it, but we didn't want to give too much away, because this will, hopefully you guys get to see it. And having said that, like, comment, and subscribe to our videos or our channel. Coming soon, January 25th, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 3.
Yes, Lord.
So excited. I'm going to try to drag myself up for the first time, glue my brows down, do the whole shebang, and videotape it, of course. It's probably going to be a mess, but we're going to do it. And
as long as my bathroom stays clean.
Your bathroom.
My bathroom.
Our bathroom.
My bathroom.
You should see it. I have so much makeup now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to tell everybody?
I love you guys.
Love you.
Yeah, love you guys.
And we will see you in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.
Oprah 2020.